Equality impact assessments are a tool to help us to consider how proposed changes to policies, procedures, and practices might impact on different groups of people. EIAs help us to eliminate inadvertent discrimination by mitigating for any potential negative impacts on people with particular characteristics. In some cases, EIA may help to justify policies or practices that advantage some people over others. When we talk about groups of people, we are generally referring to the 9 protected characteristics within the Equality Act, and these are age, disability, gender reassignment, marriage and civil partnership, pregnancy and maternity, race, religion or belief, sex, and sexual orientation. But we can also include other characteristics such as caring responsibilities, socio-economic background, part-time working, or other characteristics that might be relevant.
So why should we undertake EIAs? We need to ensure we don't inadvertently discriminate against groups of staff or students. We don't have to do EIAs. They are not mandatory in England. We do have to demonstrate due regard to the public sector equality duty under the Equality Act. We need to eliminate discrimination, advance equality of opportunity, foster good relations between groups, and meet different people's needs. Most large public sector organisations, like universities and local authorities, undertake EIAs. The University of York approach is to complete EIAs where appropriate. They offer a structured, standardised, and thorough way to demonstrate due regard and meet our legal requirements.
You may be thinking who should do them. Well, it depends on the situation and context. EIAs help us to think about who might be impacted if we change the way something is currently done. Managers and senior managers would take responsibility for wide-reaching, impactful, and strategic change. But staff at any grade could use EIA principles to inform decision-making when contemplating less wide-ranging changes to procedures, processes, policies, or working practices.
So who signs EIAs off? Again, it depends on the situation and the context. There is no single sign-off or approval process. In Hull York Medical School, the HIMSS Equality, Diversity and Inclusion Committee signs off all equality impact assessments and also approves whether they will be completed in the first place. Across the rest of the University of York, because of the complexity of the organisation, no single body can be responsible for the wide range of EIAs that might be completed. Sign-off could rest with any number of people. It could be you, your line manager, a head of service or department, a relevant group or committee, or others. You should discuss who is best placed to review and approve an EIA at the beginning of the process with relevant stakeholders, which again could be your line manager, a head of service or department, a relevant group or committee, or others.
You may be thinking, how detailed do EIAs need to be? Well, use your judgment. It's not an exact science, and there isn't a single right or wrong approach. But generally, EIAs are less likely to be detailed for decisions that will affect fewer people or when any impacts are likely to be minimal. They are, however, likely to be more detailed when decisions may affect many people or the impacts are greater.
If you'd like to find out more about EIAs, take a look at our other presentation, How to Complete Equality Impact Assessments. Check out our EIA web pages. We'll add to these over time to provide case studies and further information and guidance. Read the EIA guidance document. Read that in conjunction with the EIA web page content. Join our EIA Slack group to reach out to others who are completing or have completed EIAs. Use the EIA repository, learn from others, and share your EIA so others can learn from you. And if you have any general questions, contact the Equality and Diversity team.